We have another police involved shooting of a black man in his own home. Um, it's a lot of crazy details here. The cop knocked on the wrong fucking door to begin with.
Oh,
Uh,
oh,
yeah, he bangs on the door, says police, and he steps off to the side, out of view of the peephole.
okay.
So my man's on the phone. He looks through the peephole, doesn't see anybody. Then the banging starts again. You know, cop bangs on the door. Police, man's still on the phone. He grabs his gun. Because there's somebody playing at his fucking door.
That part.
So he thinks. He opens up the door. Gun pointed towards the ground, and the cop just opens fire. Man, um, took this young man's life like in an instant. So here we have um, an upstanding citizen, member of the military, in his own home, lawfully owning a firearm, not pointing it at the police officer, and he's murdered in his own house. Like, so this raises a bunch of questions about police procedure, especially dealing with people with firearms. I know me and Sauce on Bread talked about this, about him having a gun, uh, whether or not it was justified just because he had the gun. But keep in mind, he never pointed it at the police officer. He was in his own home.
Yeah.
We see this all the time. Like you don't shoot white people with guns. Even when they're at the Capitol building. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
there are different rules for us.
Go ahead,
We're
Sauce.
held by different standards.
Um, First of all, man, my condolences to the family, and I want to say rest in peace to the young man. He was an upstanding citizen. He was airman, I think, special operations. This is a little tricky for me, man, and I already know what I'm gonna hear because I already listened to some other shows, and my take is not the most popular. Um, there's a debate because initially Ben Crump stated that the officer walked into the guy's apartment and shot him, which never happened. Um, it's turning into another race debate, which I think, yeah, there is this thing where, these motherfuckers have guns all day, out in the open, point them at them, and you never see it happen in these, in certain instances. But at the same time, man, we know it's two different Americas. And there is a way that we should handle ourselves again. Not to say kowtow, but at some point we gotta evolve. Certain things just aren't worth your life. Um, my understanding of the story is there was a woman who heard a commotion going on, cursing, and then she said she heard somebody in there strike a person. Called the police, and the door that he knocked on was the door that she took him to. So that's one problem, the debate on whether or not he was at the wrong door. Then you got the fact that he when he initially knocked, he didn't announce himself, but he announced himself twice after that. Um when the guy opens the door, tells him to step back. That's when he sees the gun and he panics and he fucking shoots him. And I think the worst part of this was after he had already shot him 6 times, he says, where's the gun? Don't move, you know, just all this kind of shit. To me, again, this is bad policing to me versus just an all out, oh my god, he did it because he was black incident. All right. I'm not saying that you're saying that's what it is, Cuddy, but that's what a lot of people are kind of turning this into, and I think it should have been, hey, just sheriff's department, you know, uh, when he saw the gun, hey, put the gun down. You get up it or whatever. But we talking about a guy who, when he sees the gun, you know, there's a small window of time that he had to reach for his shit before this guy just lifted his arm up. I'm thinking of what's going on in this guy's mind. Was it justified? I'm gonna say no. But I can see how the fucking mistake is made by an officer who was responding to a domestic incident, because that's what his superior stated, that he was responding to a domestic incident that was involving a firearm. That's just what they said. So now you got to walk into there like, hey, I'm walking into a chaotic situation and somebody is armed.
Now, did they say it was a domestic disturbance with the firearm, or was just a domestic disturbance? Is the distinction with wording. And also when old man was doing it, he said that the officer was moving to the side when he went to look out that peephole. He couldn't see nobody. That's probably why he went and got his shit. It was like, who the fuck playing on my door?
Absolutely.
So, and
Absolutely.
he never
banging like the police.
He never crossed the threshold. He's still in his home. You're allowed to have your weapon. You're allowed to have whatever you want in your own home.
I get that. But at the same time, and this is what I'm gonna say again, it is a different place for us. It's kind of like this. And I was watching, I think it was Amazing Lucas, and he brought this up, and I saw the video. Two best friends, a white one and a black one, do an experiment. The white one takes an AR-15. He walks down the street, and police officer comes up. Hey, guy, what's going on here? Oh, nothing, just exercising the Second Amendment right. Oh, well, you know, you might scare some people like that, you know? Okay, let's fast forward. The black friend, same AR-15, same street. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 police cars pull up on this motherfucker. Get on the ground, drop the weapon.
I get your analogy, but
you know
this
what I'm
is
saying?
Out in public, and this is in your home.
I get that. Listen.
You saying like the guy should know better when the police come not to have anything on. You should answer the door like this, butt naked.
No.
Nothing but my weapon.
I'm not saying that. I'm definitely not saying that. What I'm saying is, you know, there were 2 announcements that, hey, it's the sheriff. At some point, let me sit this motherfucker down before this motherfucker treat me like I'm not a citizen.
I get it.
Too many of these incidents happen. It's kind of like Philando Castile. He was in his car. His hands were out. Yeah.
And he told him. He told him.
You see what I'm saying?
I know.
So for me, again, this is not a kowtow or a kiss ass or we got to feel like we less than. I'm just saying I want us to do whatever we got to do to make sure that these accidents don't happen. I mean, again, he was and what I was because I read some more about it. And again, this is what the superior stated, because, you know, they say re-releasing the dash cam footage. You know, we don't want to hide anything. We want to be as transparent as possible. But the officer was responding to a DV, and it said gun involved. And I reread that shit like, well, you know, I didn't initially. That's not what I heard initially. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't know if maybe the story could have changed. Maybe they said that later on. America should be the same for everybody, especially for black folks. We go back with everybody else since the inception. But you just keep seeing these fucking incidents, man.
Trigger happy. They got this paranoia. Like you said, that split second.
It is paranoia. Yeah.
That's all it is. It's the paranoia that gets me. It was like, why are you scared? You the one that got the pistol. In most cases, even if a dude do everything right, like Mr. Castile, the late Castile,
right?
He told him, "My firearm's here. I'm registered." Pop in front of his girlfriend.
Right. Well,
she started recording. Was just like they just killed my boyfriend. Right in front of me.
You know, I could see why the officer stepped to the side if he was going there with the assumption of him having a gun. But see, I think the other thing that the public, no matter what color you are, need to realize, man, there is a specific type of training, agree or disagree, that the police have. we could sit up here and say why they have to and they should have did this and boo, 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 boo. But they adjust tactics as things happen. Officers have been shot in the line of duty. And, this is how they, update and upgrade their training. It's just like Tanker tell you, anybody in any trade. If you fighting a fire and something happened and you look back over, you run the tape back and you look at it and say, hey, what could we have done different? Oh, maybe we could have did this. Maybe we could have used a different hose. Maybe we could have used a different nozzle. Maybe we should stay in there a little less time. Maybe we shouldn't run, the full 30 minutes we got on our tanks. Then somebody's gonna say, hey, all right, let's adjust this training. Okay. Again, I will not go with the narrative that, he just, because he was black. I think it was just, he fucked up. I don't think you should get a pass for fucking up. You killed an innocent man.
I understand. He fucked up, but you cannot deny this is a pattern.
Hey,
absolutely.
This is
like you
go ahead.
Nah, like you said, they adjust their training. And this is an adjustment in training when it comes to policing in America, is that these motherfuckers, every time they get into a shooting, they have adjusted their training to train these officers to say they were fucking scared so they can get out of any sort of punishment. It's complete fucking bullshit. You can't say that you were fucking scared in the military. You can't say you were fucking scared in the fire service. You can't say you're fucking scared in EMS. Policing, this is the one fucking occupation where you can claim that you were fucking scared and take somebody's life. It's complete fucking bullshit. And every time they have one of these incidents, they go back and retrain these officers to either justify it through their own fucking reports or say that they, just claim that you were scared. Claim that your life was about to be taken. It's complete fucking nonsense. I can't stand this shit.
That's the point I'm making. That is the exact point I'm making. I've always said, and I told you this joke. I said, man, these motherfuckers pretty much got the same shit as Batman do. They got a belt full of gadgets. They got a taser. They got pepper spray. They got batons. They got body armor. They got the weapon. Most importantly, they got that radio to call backup. That's what I'm saying. These people, they sit down in front of these unions, and these unions tell them, hey, man, just say you was in fear for your life, and we'll back you up.
If they start getting sued civilly,
right,
and they realizing there's consequences behind that, you can't hide behind that, I was scared, and your union rep, this shit will stop easily. We're like, he didn't get suspended, but he got sued for, civil liability for over $4 or $5 million.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. They don't get punished, but that's what I'm saying, man. The way we feel like they should be trained is not the way they're trained. You know what I'm saying? That is not the way that they're fucking trained at all.
There's no training. There's counseling on. There's coaching on what to say.
Yeah.
When shit like this happens, this is what you say. Tell them you want your rep, and then we'll figure it out after the fact. We'll put a play together for you. And that's what it is, I
mean, we're looking at, and I'm damn sure not voting for Biden, but what we're looking at with Trump, he's talking about giving these motherfuckers complete immunity.
Mm-hmm.
I heard him say it, and I keep seeing it in the articles.
Well, that's nothing. That's nothing new. He's the same dude who said, "Yeah, go ahead, beat that dude's ass, and I'll pay for your legal fees if they lock you up."
Now,
so again, that's that dude. So
now I don't want to come up because again, I know it's gonna be some shit. But I don't want to come off like I'm saying that by any means this is this young man's fault, because he's not the one that squeezed the trigger. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not about to put myself. Shit, I don't ever want to be in front of one of these motherfuckers, but I'm not about to put myself in front of them with a pistol.
But then there's also cases, man. You got to flip the script in our community. Motherfuckers kicking in doors with the jackets and all that shit on, faking to be police.
Mm-hmm.
So when a motherfucker say I'm police and they standing on the side and they're not showing no ID, they're not showing no badge or anything to let me know who's who, guess what I'm grabbing?
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. That excuse of, he did announce himself or whatever, but yet I can't see who the fuck's outside my door. Mm-hmm. And I know motherfuckers known for kicking in doors in certain communities, faking to be the police. They don't do that shit in the suburbs. They do that shit, you know, where we congregate at.
And you know what? And that part of it, that shit is unfortunate because it's like for our people, man, we caught in a bad place because on one side you got this type of shit that happens, right? And I'm so glad they can't besmirch this young man's name. He was a serviceman, you know, special officer serving honorable. Hopefully these motherfuckers won't say when he was 2, some snot fell out of his nose onto his mama titty. And they try to use that shit and, you know what I'm saying, besmirch him. But, you know, you caught between this type of shit, but on the other side, you got motherfuckers that look like us breaking in the doors talking about they police officers, man. You got people of other cultures doing all kind of crazy shit and nonsense trying to get away with it with us. It's a bad place to be in, man. I just want everybody to take whatever steps necessary, man, to make sure that one, you don't end up in front of them, and then when you do, man, just get home. Just get to the house. Now he was at his house, so.
My thing is, we come from a time and an age where it was one of those sayings like, "I'd rather get caught with it than without it."
Absolutely, but
and a man, you know, like you said, we caught in a bad spot. It could go either way. You can make it home, or you cannot make it home, and it's also left in a certain. I'm done with it. I don't even want to.
Yeah, me too. I mean, because for me, man, these stories, as fucked up as this sounds, man, I try not to look at this shit because it does something to me internally. I think for me, after Tamir Rice, after seeing the way they pulled up on Tamir Rice, man, and just told the fucking lie that we announced ourselves and gave them orders, and then when you look at the tape, they just
see the little boy playing.
And shot that little baby boy, man. You know, it that fucked me up. Seeing a Tatiana Jefferson, you know, in her home in Fort Worth, and then they were looking for suspects, and all she did was look out the window, and this motherfucker just got to shooting.
Yep.
You know, you see people like fucking Candace Owens make a mockery out of the George Floyds and do these fucked up documentaries and sit up there with these same people that shit on her, you know, and you know, but she'll sit there and she'll agitate black people and she'll try to use George Floyd to say, oh, ain't no racism exists. But you forget about so many other stories. You know,
this is why we try to keep it a little bit light, try to touch on it just to bring it to the forefront, because it does rehash. We don't even have enough time to go through case by case, and every time we hear this, our patience is already thin when it comes to cases like this. So it's like I run out of words before I just start, you know, turning, you know, getting inside my bag and coming out of my mouth real crazy, like so. Absolutely. That's why I was like, let me just stop, and you know, everybody said their piece. Let's go ahead and
we can
peace out.
Yeah, we could change it, man. You know, I just, man, I'm trying to look at these things, man, versus just reactive. And, you know, I'm trying to say, hey, man, we got to figure some ways. This cat was 20-something years old, man.
Baby.
It's a fucking baby. I remember when I was 22. Man, I thought I knew something and didn't know shit.
That damn thing. Now he's up out of there. For nothing.
Up out of there for nothing, man. Just, you know, a family left devastated. You know, his woman was on the phone. That's the other thing. Young man's woman was on the phone when the shit happened. You know, she FaceTimed and she said, you know, I heard them saying, yeah, he shot him 6 times. And you know, the other thing is like, you know, what's up with the excessive?
Every time there's no
bullet wouldn't have did it.
Yeah, there's no pepper spray. There's no. Let me shoot first and then ask questions.
It's no pepper spray, no taser.
There's no taser, no nothing.
And in this case, he didn't even give him a lawful order or a directive before he shot. You know what I'm saying? He just saw the gun and got shook. Yeah, he just saw the gun. So again, my thing is, man, you got to expect that it's probably more of them that's paranoid and jumpy than it is relaxed. That's all. I think that's the point that I'm trying to get across here. But you know, I'm gonna
thank God,
be a coon here.
Thank God, these motherfuckers lie so much about their situations that they have to wear body cameras. You know, this is
that part. Mm-hmm. Hey man, transition please.
Because get off of this, man.
Yeah, I don't want to continue down this path because it's not gonna be good.
All right. Hey,